Welcome to Tamer Bowling Video Ball Reviews. For exclusive content, please join us at patreon.com/tamerbowling. I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Pureit Bowling. Visit our partner pureitbowling.com and use the special code TAMER when making a purchase to be entered into a monthly drawing. Today we are testing the new Motiv Villain Scorn. We're testing on a 40-foot medium house shot and the 40-foot PBA Don Johnson medium high volume pattern. First impressions, the Motiv Villain Scorn feels like a proper complement to the amazing Villain. For value, we give the Villain Scorn a B+. It's in the mid-high price range, but it looks to be a more versatile piece. Pearl ASIMs are an interesting breed in general, and when done right, are some of the most versatile balls out there. Overall, we give the Scorn a B+ on house shot, B+ on sport. The Scorn wraps a pearl cover stock around what I consider one of the best cores around, the sinister asymmetric. In theory, you expect a touch more length and a more aggressive turn off the dry. Basically, the Scorn delivered. Motiv does unique ball reaction, and in this case, it actually makes the ball even better on tougher patterns than house shots. And what do I mean? So out of the box, the cover doesn't look like the typical out-of-box shine you see from other brands. It has more of a dull sheen, and that works to make it much less over-under out of the box. And while it's very capable of big backhand, it does it differently than other brands as well. It's just a little slower to transition, but then just does the business. I want to introduce Cody Shoemaker, our high rev tester for the Villain Scorn. He's a 2016 PBA East Region Rookie of the Year and Motiv staffer. Well, like me, he loves his villains. Yes, plural. The Scorn fills right in exactly what he was looking for in this type of ball. When the Villain starts to quit as the lanes break down, the Scorn does fit right in, adding just enough length with angle to be able to stay with a high volume big ASIM. And you can see without any help, he gets in and wheels it. He's got the rotation and rev rate to do it, but the ball shapes nicely all on its own. And this is a fresh shot, and with its medium volume, this ball can easily be used. When comparing to his Villain, you see the aggressive read that's a touch earlier, and from the same spot, it reads a little earlier, but smoother and just a touch less angular, so still carries that high shot. I'm next, and here you see I'm a step down in rev rate, but similar axis rotation. For me, this is the shape I wanted to see as well, the ability to take advantage of that great rolling core to benefit from the hitting power. And the thing you can see from the first ball is the way the ball drives. This is the sinister core. The Villain is my personal #1 go-to ball on fresh house shot. Why? Because I use speed intentionally and less rotation to generate energy through the pins. The Scorn is just a touch too clean to do that on fresh. But after a game or so, that shot starts to go away as the mids start to burn up for the Villain, and that's when I can really see the Scorn come into play for me. And you can see when I get into my quote average track shot where I'm not trying to amp up the speed and I'm using my normal rotation on fresh, you see the ball feels a little slower or long. However, it still scatters its pins nicely. And when I saw this motion, I instantly knew it would be a hit on sport shots. More on that later, but suffice it to say, this looks like a great option to stay with the shape and hitting power of the Villain as the lanes break down. One shot with the Villain shows that clearly the fresh shot is perfect for that ball for me. And if I want to use the Scorn, I've got to be 5 boards more direct with my feet. Really a great 1-2. Finally, Bryan has lower revs and higher tilt, but like us, he saw great motion from his Scorn, and like us, he also loves his OG Villain. Pearl ASIMs are not always Bryan's best friend, to be honest, but the uniqueness of this piece made it a great matchup. And he got good length, but still saw the strong mid-lane to back-end motion. It didn't feel like it was quitting as he sometimes sees with ASIMs. It also didn't feel too over-under. With that typically super shiny out of box that other brands have. And with the higher RG, this ball just matches up very well. Comparing to the Villain, you see that the Villain starts a bit earlier and again a bit smoother. For the sport shot, we tested on the 40-foot PBA Don Johnson pattern. It's a little higher volume than our house shot, and For Cody, you can see he can get into the same zone and again wheel from 22 out to 7 with the ball trucking back. The ball does generate tons of angle, and on small misses, this type of pattern, the ball just overhooks. The ball's massively capable, but for Cody, he doesn't need this much angle on this pattern, as the pattern gives you plenty of angle already. For me, this is a great matchup. This is fresh, so you see a bit of a longish reaction, but again, great pin scatter. It also blends better than your typical pearl without having to put lots of surface. And what's not on the video, I did test the ball after 2 games from the left side, and the ball looked really fantastic. I mean, now it's broken down just a little bit, where I can get into the 4th arrow and wheel it like Cody was with great downlane motion. And for Bryan, again, he didn't have to throw many shots to see the villain look good. Same shape, no surprises. Final thoughts. In the end, Motiv has really found a nice complement to the original. The villain really is a fantastic ball, and now you can get that same motion when the lanes are a little drier or breaking down using the Villain Scorn. You don't always know for sure what you'll get when changing covers on a core, but Motiv looks like they really did their research to come up with a little gem with the Scorn. And for me especially, standout is that they blended good back end with good control. There are only a handful of balls that can do that. The Villain Scorn is in good company.
I need to tell you what Tamer Elbaga reviews.